Hi friends, good afternoon. Let me talk about why banking industry moved to microservice architecture. Nowadays, you could see that all the banking should be moved to monopolitic application to microservice application because monopolic application means you should handle all the functionality in single application. Take down this example: KYC, benefits registration, and payment processing, payment validation, settlement, all should be handled from this single application. It should be so much difficult in banking side because any of the service should be failed, entire application should be failed. You cannot able to push any information from start to end. So that reason, all the banking industry should be moved to microservice architecture because of each and every functionality should be handled from this separate microservice and database also separate. That is the major reason to all the banking industry move to microservice architecture. Take down this example: in ancient time, all the banks should be used from monopolitic application because all the functionality should be used in same application. Suppose beneficiary registration and trade settlement, payment validation, payment processing, all should be maintained in the single application. What should happen? That application itself, the performance issue should be happen. You cannot able to enroll the many customers, and you can make the changes in any part of the module. Entire application should be affected. Very well versed developer required. These are all the problem is there. So that reason, all the banks should be moved to microservice application. In this bank used microservice application means each and every functionality should be handled from this separate microservice. So no performance issue will not be happen. If any of the service should be failed, remaining service should be work properly, and not required for too much of development skill developers. The jar file should be deployed from each and every microservices. You can able to work different kind of functionality in microservice architecture. So that reason, banking industry should be moved to microservice architecture. Let's see that monopolitic applications. Monopolitic application means single code application. All the functionality should be configured in this same application. Suppose in case any failure happens in this any of the module, entire application should be affected. What are the layers available in monopolitic applications? Presentation layer, and see that presentation layer is there, and service layer is there, persistence layer is there, DB layer is there. Okay, entire application details should be stored from the single DB. So DB kind of issue also happen because we can able to store the large information with large kind of information in this single DB. So performance issue also happen from this monopolitic applications. See, this is for monopolitic application architecture. Okay, what else there? Only single database there, data interface, business logic, and user interface there. Whatever the user communicate, it's come to the single database. This is for the monopolitic application architecture, and the application should be architecture should be explained in this manner. Next, disadvantage of monopolitic application: because it's become too large and time consuming and difficult to manage because all the functionality should be maintained in this single application. Suppose in case any of the small changes we need to do from this single module, we need to stop for entire application functionality, and it should be checked for entire application functionality also. Again, the development, we need a very skill set developer, and also deployment of time also increased because you need to one jar file or anything if you deploy, you need to stop the entire application. So deployment time also too much difficult. Another one, it's the functionality base. The monopolitic application is understanding is too much difficult because the multiple functionalities together in the single application. So any of the BA is come, any of the developer is come, any of the tester is come, the entire functionality should be understanding is too much of difficult. Suppose any single part of application should be failed, entire application should be failed. We need to check entire application. It's too much difficulty. Another one, we need to adopt for the new kind of technology. It's not possible to adopt in this monopolitic application because all the modules should be developed from this one language. We need to follow the same kind of language for the upcoming module development also. You cannot able to adopt any new kind of technology from the monopolitic application. That is one of the major disadvantage. The technology is we cannot able to update this monopolitic application. Advantage of monopolitic application: all the deployment should be happen from this single jar file, because you never use the multiple jar files. All the jar files should be happen from this single jar file. And comparatively microservice architecture, monopolitic architecture, you cannot able to do the lot of network related security and network related connectivity, because everything should be the single application. The connectivity should be one application to another application should be very less, because all the functionality should be coming in this single application. Another one, you require for the skilled labor. Okay, suppose that one enlightened developer is there. Based on the enlightened developer, you can able to manage for entire application. Another one, the single jar file, all the deployment should be happen. Mostly the e-channels and small kind of industries, they are used for the monopolitic application, because the cost wise the application maintenance should be less, and you cannot able to do that any external connectivities, and the network issue, you won't face any network issue. So the reason they are using for the monopolitic applications. Next we come to the microservice. Why we are using for the microservice? Already I said that banking industry should be functional for the different kind of segment, KYC and trade, investment banking, and investment banking, host to host, many channels is there. Okay, all these channels should be together in the single application. The performance issue should be happen. So that reason each and every functionality should be splitted from this microservice wise. Suppose the benefits registration happen from one microservice, the benefits validation happen from this one microservice, payment processing happen from this one microservice, payment validation happen from this one microservice, accounting entries should be happen from this another microservice. The microservice wise the functionality should be differ. Okay, each and every microservice should be handled from this one functionality. In case any of the microservice should be failed, it's won't affected for this another functionality. So that reason the banking industry mostly prefer for this microservice architecture, and each and every microservice should be have the separate DB. They won't have a common DB, all should be separate DB. This is for the microservice architecture. I provide the microservice architecture diagram from here. Okay, how it should be work. Each and every service should be separate microservice, and DB details also stored in separate DB database. The jar file should be deployed from the each and every microservices different manner. See, this is for another diagram. Just look on this diagram. Or a simple way, only one user interface there. Based on the user interface, you can able to segregate the many microservices, and each and every microservice have the separate database. Okay, that's only each and every microservice have the separate database. What is the advantage of this microservice architecture? Single responsibility, because each and every microservice should be handled from this single functionality. One microservice handled for this one functionality, another microservice should be handled for the different functionality. They never handle for the same functionality. So the reason functionality wise we can able to use the multiple microservice. How many functionalities there? Equal number of microservice also used. Each and every microservice has a own database, so you won't face any database problem also. Each and every microservice have a own database. Another one, build their own, you can use for different technology, because one microservice used from Java, another one is the Python and AWS, whatever the technologies, all the technology you can able to use from this microservice, because each and every microservice should be work on different technology. Design for failure. In case any one of the microservice should be failed, another microservice should not be affected. So the whole system should not be affected. One microservice is failed, that problem should be occurring for the particular microservice only. Remaining microservice should be work properly. So you never faced any downfall moment for the system. Next, okay, before that, monopolitic application and microservice application, all the bank used from the service oriented architecture. The service oriented architecture, banks are never used so many days. They used only for the 10-year of period. Okay, only little bit of period, because of they could see that some disadvantage in monopolitic application after they move to the service oriented architecture. In the service oriented architecture, what will happen? Each and every application should be split from this many part. Okay, application only split in the many part, but DB should be common. Okay, each and every one, if you split the application should be connected via ESB or middleware server. Okay, based on the server connectivity, they should be happen. This is for the separate architecture. Nowadays the SOE architecture mostly won't used. Thanks for watching this video. Kindly share your comments. Next video I will provide how the payment validation should be happen from this microservice, and how it should be combined from this payment processing and payment engine. Thank you. Can you share some different financial topic in comment?